Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulihil Kareem. Amma ba'd. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما آمين يا رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله. Insha'Allah ta'ala, today we will cover mustathna, from the mansubat, those nouns that are in the mansub state that end with the i'rab of nasbun. From amongst those nouns is the mustathna. So we are going through the book Tasheel Nahw. Istithna. Istithna means to exclude. So there are a few terms you must remember, memorize. Number one, mustathna. Two, istithna. Mustathna minhu and harful istithna, the huruful istithna. So istithna means to exclude. To exclude. Mustathna is that noun which has been excluded and appears after the harful istithna. Mustathna minhu is that noun from which the mustathna has been excluded. It appears before harful istithna. Okay, and the huruful istithna are as follows. You have illa, ghayra, siwa, hasha, khala, ada, ma khala and ma ada. Below you have an example. جاء القوم إلا زيدا. جاء القوم إلا زيدا. The people came except Zaid. Except Zaid. So Zaid has been excluded from the mustathna minhu, which is the qawm, the people. Okay. And the mustathna minhu is that noun from which the mustathna has been excluded. So who came? The qawm, the people came. Except Zaid. So Zaid has been excluded from coming. The people came. Zaid didn't come. So Zaid is mustathna and he has been excluded from the people. So mustathna minhu is that noun from which the mustathna has been excluded. And in this example, it is al-qawm. Al-qawm. And the harful istithna appears before the mustathna. The mustathna here is Zaid. And the harf which appears before Zaid here is illa. So illa is the harful istithna. You understand? So that person, that thing which has been excluded is the mustathna. From which it has been excluded is the mustathna minhu. And the harf which comes after the mustathna minhu, generally before the or comes before the mustathna, is called harful istithna. It gives the meaning of accept. Okay, like illa, accept. So look at the tarkib below, the analysis. Ja al-qawmu. Ja is the fi'l. Al-qawmu is mustathna minhu. You won't make it the fa'il straight away. Al-qawmu mustathna minhu. Illa harful istithna. And Zaydan is mustathna. And this mustathna minhu plus the harful istisna plus the mustathna equals becomes the fa'il. Ja'a fi'l and the fa'il. Ja'a fi'l plus the fa'il equals jumla fi'liya khabariyah. Yeah? This is a verbal sentence. Now either the mustathna is part of the mustathna minhu. Before being excluded, it was part of the mustathna minhu, or it wasn't. It wasn't part of the mustathna minhu. If it was, then we call this such a mustathna muttasil. Muttasil. Yeah? Refers to the case when the mustathna was included in the mustathna minhu before the istithna, i.e. before excluding. For example, جاء القوم إلا زيدا. The people came except Zayd. Now Zayd was part of the people. Yeah? He was part of this group of people. But he didn't come. All of the other members of the group came, but Zayd didn't come. So Zayd was part of this group of people. So here we will call Zayd, we will say it is mustathna muttasil. Muttasil. Yeah. And if Zayd wasn't part of the group of people, qawm, al-qawm, then we will call Zayd mustathna munqati'. Mustathna munqati'. Yeah, refers to the case when the mustathna was not included in the mustathna minhu before the istithna, i.e. before excluding. Yeah. For example, look, sajad al-malaikatu illa iblis. The angels prostrated except Iblis. Except Iblis. Now, is Iblis an angel? No, he's not part of the group of angels. He's a jinn. Yeah. But he was ordered to prostrate in front of Prophet Adam alayhi salam. The order of doing sajda to Adam alayhi salam was for the angels and Iblis, who we know to be shaitan, Iblis. However, shaitan wasn't an angel, he was a jinn. Okay, he's created from fire. Angels are created from nur, light. Okay, so here in this example, Iblis is mustathna munqati'. Okay? Before this order, Iblis wasn't an angel. Okay, so he's not part of the group of angels. So here we will refer to Iblis as mustathna munqati'. Yeah. Sajad al-malaikatu illa Iblis. The angels prostrated except Iblis. Iblis was never one of the angels. Next example, it'll get more clear if you are still confused. Ja al-qawmu illa himaran. The people came except a donkey. Now, can a donkey be a human? No, a donkey, it's not a human, it's an animal, donkey. Okay, so donkey isn't included in al-qawm. Neither was it part of al-qawm before illa, or after illa, neither is it part of the people of al-qawm, yeah, the group of people. So himaran here is mustathna munqati'. Ja al-qawmu illa himaran. The people came except a donkey. Yeah, himaran is donkey. Okay, another term, a few terms to remember. So you know mustathna muttasil. Yeah, the mustathna was part of the mustathna minhu before the harful istithna appeared. Okay. And if it wasn't part of the mustathna minhu before the harful istithna appeared, we will call this mustathna munqati'. If it was, then it is called mustathna muttasil. Another term, mustathna mufarragh. What is mustathna mufarragh refers to that sentence in which the mustathna minhu is not mentioned. For example, ma jaa illa Zaydun. No one came except Zayd. So here look. Ma jaa, no one came. And the fa'il isn't mentioned after the fi'l jaa. Yeah. So the fa'il could be al-qawm. Yeah. Ahadun. Ahadun. Yeah. No one came. Ahad, what means one? No one came. Yeah. Illa Zaydun, except Zayd. Except Zayd. So before illa, the verb is mentioned, but the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. Yeah. So here Zayd will be called, it says that mustathna mufarragh refers to that sentence in which the mustathna minhu is not mentioned. So here below in the example, mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. Before the illa, you have ma jaa. Yeah, jaa is a fi'l. Ma jaa. Yeah, fi'l manfi. Ma jaa. He didn't come. Yeah. Ma jaa illa Zaydun. No one came except Zayd. Mustathna ghayru mufarragh refers to that sentence in which the mustathna minhu is mentioned. Yeah, the mustathna minhu is mentioned. For example, jaa al-qawmu illa Zaydan. So here before illa al-qawmu, the mustathna minhu, it's mentioned. Okay, so this sentence is referred to as mustathna mufarragh. Yeah, because the mustathna minhu al-qawmu is mentioned. Then you have kalamun muthbat and kalamun mujab. Kalamun muthbat refers to a positive statement, whereas kalamun mujab, kalamun mujab and kalamun muthbat mean positive statement. Yeah, refers to that sentence which does not have a nafyun, nahyun or istifham. Yeah, it doesn't have any particles of nafi, nahi or istifham, like la, yeah, particle of nafi, negation, ma, like we just seen before the fi'l ma jaa, or istifham like hal, a. Yeah. So such a sentence is called kalamun muthbat or mujab. For example, the people came except Zayd. Jaa al-qawmu illa Zaydan. Here do you see any harf nafi coming before the fi'l jaa? No. Any particle of istifham asking a question, a or hal? No. Yeah. So this kalam statement is called kalamun muthbat or kalamun mujab. Yeah? Positive statement. And that sentence which has a harf nafi at the start, yeah, like la or ma before the fi'l madi, or nahyun, yeah, la of prohibition, yeah, la tansur, don't help, yeah, before the fi'l mudari. Such a kalam is called, such a sentence is called negative sentence. Kalamun manfiyun or kalamun ghayru mujab. Okay, it is a negative sentence, refers to that sentence which does have a nafyun, nahyun or istifham. For example, ma jaa al-qawmu illa Zaydan. The people did not come except Zayd. So here you have ma harf nafi, yeah, particle of nafi, negation before the fi'l jaa. So we will call this example sentence kalamun manfiyun or kalamun ghayru mujab, negative sentence. Okay, now what will the i'rab of the mustathna be? To understand the i'rab of mustathna, you need to understand mustathna muttasil, munqati', mustathna mufarragh, ghayr mufarragh, kalamun mujab, kalamun ghayru mujab. Yeah. You need to understand these terms to understand, to determine the i'rab of the mustathna. That's why we covered all of these terminologies, yeah, these terms. Okay, so sometimes the mustathna can be read as, sometimes the mustathna can be in the mansoob state. Sometimes it can be marfu'. Sometimes you can read it as marfu'. Sometimes majroor. How will you know? If you understand these terms we have just covered. Okay, so look, below they have a table. Yeah, have a look at this table carefully. Illa, the huruf al-istithna, you have illa, ma khala, ma ada, khala, ada, hasha, ghayru siwa. So the first one, look at this, number one, munqati'. Sentence type, the sentence type is munqati'. What does this mean? This means that the mustathna is not part of the mustathna minhu. Yeah, before the illa appeared, it wasn't part of the mustathna minhu. In this case, the mustathna will be mansoob, like in the example from the Holy Quran, sajad al-malaikatu illa iblis. The angels prostrated except Iblis. Is Iblis an angel? Of course not. Neither was he an angel before illa was used, neither after. Okay, Iblis here is mustathna munqati'. That's why we read Iblisa. Yeah, it's mansoob. Yeah, so the mustathna munqati' will be mansoob. Yeah. Yeah, so you can't read Iblisu or Iblisi, but Iblisa. Yeah, it will be mansoob, i.e. it will end with the i'rab of nasbun, which is the fatha on top of the seen, Iblisa. Next example, number 2, mustathna muttasil. Mustathna muttasil. Mustathna muttasil, it was part of the mustathna minhu. The mustathna was part of the mustathna minhu before illa appeared. Okay, and the sentence type is mujab, meaning there's no harf nafi at the start, no lam of nahi, prohibition, no particle of istifham like a or hal. Yeah, such a kalam is called mujab. So if the mustathna is muttasil and the kalam, the sentence is positive, it's a positive statement, kalamun mujab or kalamun musbat, you can call it muthbatun, then the i'rab of the mustathna will be mansoob. Yeah, it will be mansoob. Ja'anil qawmu illa zaydan. You see? So here, Ja'anil qawmu illa zaydan. The i'rab of the mustathna is mansoob. Zaydan was part of the qawm before illa appeared. Yeah, he was part of the people. So the people came to me. Ja'ani, the people came to me. Ja'anil qawmu, the people came to me. Illa Zaydan, except Zayd. So here Zayd is mansoob because it's mustathna muttasil and the kalam is, this kalam is muthbat mujab. Yeah, it's positive. There's no harf nafi, nahi, istifham before coming. Next, the kalam is ghayr mujab and the mustathna is muttasil, ghayr mufarragh. Ghayr mufarragh meaning the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. The kalam, the statement is ghayr mujab. It's not positive, it's negative. I.e. there is a harf nafi, nahi, istifham coming before, coming at the start, and the mustathna is muttasil. Yeah, it was included in the mustathna minhu. In this case, you can read the mustathna with a nasb in the end, i.e. it will be mansoob, or same as mustathna minhu. Now have a look. Number 3, example. Ma ja'ani ahadun illa Zaydan. No one came to me except Zayd. Okay, so what's the i'rab of the mustathna minhu here? Have a look. Ma ja'ani ahadun. Okay, this is ghayru mufarragh. Sorry. The ghayru mufarragh ghayru mufarragh is that sentence, refers to that sentence in which the mustathna minhu is mentioned. Yeah, we just covered it. So ghayru mufarragh is that sentence in which the mustathna minhu is mentioned. Okay, and the kalam is ghayr mujab and the mustasna is muttasil. In this case, you can read the mustasna as with a nasb or same as the mustathna minhu. So let's have a look. Ma ja'ani ahadun. Yeah, this is a kalam. Ma ja'ani ahadun illa Zaydan. This is kalam ghayru mujab. Yeah, we have ma at the start. Yeah, particle of negation. Yeah, nafi. Ja'ani, he came. Ma ja'ani ahadun. No one came to me illa Zaydan, except Zayd. Okay, and Zayd is included. Okay, in the mustathna minhu. Yeah, ahadun. Yeah, so it was a group of people, and no one person from the group of people came to me except Zayd. Okay, so the mustasna is muttasil. Okay, and it's ghayru mujab. It's not mujab because you have ma harf nafi coming at the start, and ghayru mufarragh. The mustathna minhu is mentioned. Ahadun. It is mentioned. So in this case, you can read the mustathna with a nasb Zaydan, or you can read it as Zaydun, i.e. the i'rab of the mustathna will be the same as the i'rab of the mustathna minhu here, which is ahadun, the mustathna minhu, and it is marfu'. So you can make the mustathna marfu' also and say Zaydun, like ma ja'ani ahadun illa Zaydun. Why? Because this kalam is ghayru mujab. It has ma. The mustathna is muttasil. Yeah, it's included in the mustathna minhu. Before illa appeared, it was included in the mustathna minhu. And this kalam, this sentence is ghayru mufarragh. The mustathna minhu is mentioned. And if the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned, the kalam is mufarragh. Okay, and it is also ghayru mujab. There's a harf nafi coming before. Okay, and the mustathna is muttasil. Then in this case, the i'rab of the mustathna will be according to the amil governing mustathna minhu, as if illa didn't exist. So whatever the i'rab of the mustathna minhu would be, you will give that same i'rab to the mustathna. So look, ma ja'a illa Zaydun. No one came except Zayd. Is the fa'il mentioned after ja'a, the mustathna minhu? No, it's hidden. So this sentence is mufarragh. The mustathna minhu is hidden. But if it was apparent, what i'rab would we have given the fa'il? Ahad. Raf'a, it would have been ahadun. Yeah, the fa'il of ja'a, and that would have been the mustathna minhu, but it's hidden. So whatever i'rab we would give the mustathna minhu, we would give the mustathna Zayd. Yeah, so that's why here we read Zaydun. Yeah, ma ja'a illa Zaydun. Yeah, the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. Yeah, if it was mentioned, it would have been marfu'. This is why we give the mustathna minhu mustathna raf'a, make it marfu', Zaydun. As if illa, according to the amil governing mustathna minhu, as if illa does not exist. Yeah. Next one. all types. You have ma khala, ma ada. These are mansoob. Yeah, ma khala, ma ada. Yeah, the mustathna will be mansoob. Like ja al qawmu ma khala zaydan, ja al qawmu ma ada zaydan. The people came except Zayd. And then khala, it says ada, hasha, mansoob or majroor as a preposition. Yeah, so you can read ja al qawmu khala zaydan, or khala zaydin, or ja al qawmu ada zaydan, or ada zaydin, or ja al qawmu hasha zaydan, or hasha zaydin. Yeah, you have two options. Either you can make the mustathna mansoob or majroor. If before the mustathna you have khala, ada, hasha, yeah, these particles. And the seventh type, ghayru and siwa. The mustathna appearing after ghayru and siwa will be majroor. Yeah, ja al qawmu ghayru zaydin, ja al qawmu siwa zaydin. The people came except Zayd. The i'rab of the word ghayru is the same as that of illa, mustathna. Thus, the simple way to determine the i'rab of ghayru is to replace ghayru with illa. Now, whatever i'rab mustathna was supposed to get should be given to ghayru. For example, we have two sentences, ja al qawmu ghayra or ghayru. What will it be? Then it's zaydin. So have a look. What you will do is you will get rid of ghayr and place illa. And whatever i'rab the mustathna would get if illa was there, that's the i'rab you will give ghayr. Yeah. So add illa, ja al qawmu illa. Then what will you read? Zaydan. Yeah. The mustathna will be mansoob. Why? Because the mustathna is muttasil. The kalam is mujab, and the mustathna minhu is mentioned. In this case, the mustathna will be mansoob. Hence, you will give the nasb to ghayra. So whatever the mustathna would be, if illa was mentioned, you would give that i'rab to ghayr. So you will read as ghayra. Ja al qawmu ghayra zaydin. So how did I determine that ghayr is mansoob? I add illa in ghayra's in the place of ghayr. I add illa. Then I look at the i'rab of the mustathna is if illa is added. Whatever I get, I will give that i'rab to ghayr. Yeah. So if I add illa, then the mustathna zayd would be mansoob. Hence, I will make ghayr mansoob and I will read ghayra. So ja al qawmu ghayra zaydin. The people came except for Zayd. Yeah, other than Zayd, the people came. And number two, ma ja'a ghayra. What will I read here? Ghayru ghayra. So I will remove ghayr, add illa. What do you get? So look, the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. Okay. And this is a kalam ghayru mujab. So this kalam is mufarragh. What's the kalam here? The mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. So let's have a look above. The mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. Such a kalam is called mustathna mufarragh. Yeah, mustathna mufarragh. Okay. So it's mustathna mufarragh. And is it mujab or ghayr mujab? Have a look. Yeah, is it mujab or ghayr mujab? It's ghayr mujab. Yeah, you have ma at the start, harf nafi, ma. Okay, it's a negative sentence. So the mustathna is mentioned, mustathna minhu isn't mentioned, and the kalam is mufarragh. Okay, the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. Okay, and then you have a harf nafi at the start. So if you add illa, wa i'rab will you give Zayd? So let's have a look at the table above. So the kalam is ghayru mujab, and it is mufarragh, number 3, and the mustathna is muttasil. In this case, it says according to the amil governing mustathna minhu, as if illa does not exist. So whatever i'rab the mustathna minhu would receive, the mustathna will receive, and that's a rafa. Hence you will give ghayri, the ra of ghayri a rafa, yeah, dhamma. So it will be ma ja'a ghayru zaydin. Ma ja'a ghayru zaydin. How did I determine that ghayr will be marfu'? Okay, I added illa, and then I worked out that Zayd, the mustathna, would be marfu, because the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. This is a kalam ghayr mujab and mufarragh. To determine the i'rab of ghayr, follow the following two steps for each of these sentences. Replace ghayr with illa and see what the i'rab of the mustathna would be. Okay. First one, ja'a al-qawmu illa zaydan, ma ja'a illa zaydun. The first sentence is mujab, so the mustathna will be mansoob. The second sentence is ghayru mujab and mufarragh, so the mustathna is according to the amil, yeah, governing word. Thus it will be marfu'. Marfu'. The i'rab of the mustathna with illa will be given to ghayr. Okay. For example, first one, ja'a al-qawmu ghayra zaydin. Okay, and the mustathna will be majroor, which appears after ghayr. Ma ja'a ghayru zaydin. Why is it ghayru zaydin here? Because the mustathna minhu isn't mentioned. This is a kalam ghayr mujab, and this sentence is referred to as mustathna mufarragh. In this case, the mustathna will be marfu'. Okay, and we will give the i'rab of the mustathna to ghayr and make it marfu'. Ghayru, yeah, ghayru zaydin. Ma ja'a ghayru zaydin. You can have a look at the exercises, try to work out, okay, the mustathna, the i'rabs of the mustathna. We will stop there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.